Testing 1 2 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 testing 1 2. The bells of Capistrata, or that's the who was watching Dumb and Dumber now? Okay, first of all, I verify that I'm actually live on YouTube. That's a good move. So let's check. I always check first, otherwise I'm just flapping in the wind. So I'm checking. I'm going to my YouTube channel. It's always good to check first before you talk for an hour. And I'm checking for the live feature on the YouTube channel, Jimmy Lee Boggs. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't bother. Okay, I'm here. Now I'm wondering if these will... okay. I do have a signal. Thank you. So, thank you. So, I don't know if that messed it up. So, let's just find out. That could have. They are good. So, let's check. Okay, let's go forward. Okay, we still got a signal. So, technology is getting a little better because it used to be, it wouldn't work if you had the earbuds in the ears. It would have sort of a sound and it would not broadcast. Now I was able to listen to what's on YouTube on my earbuds. You know, this is too much details obviously for a Saturday morning. But let me just cut the cake. I'm broadcasting live from Moscow, Russia. Or as I could say Kiev. Same thing, isn't it? They're about to lose their democracy. When in all actuality, if you're from Scottsdale, you know exactly where I'm from. So, I'm at the Civic Center at Scottsdale. City Hall is right over there, and we're letting them know that ICE will be out of here in a month and a half. I guarantee it. ICE, big 2-story trucks, out of here. We're going to make it illegal for a truck to be taller than 1 story tall. You know, when those guys were shot and killed in Minneapolis, how many stories did you hear from the government then? Jesus, the lies that permeate. So anyhow, mark my words, a month and a half, they'll be out of here. Otherwise, I'm just flapping in the wind. Because I made this statement at Costco on Oak Street in Arcadia about 2 weeks ago. I said, mark my words, in 2 months, ICE will be completely out of Arizona. The concentration camps will be closed, and Dodger Stadium will be empty. I don't know about Dodger Stadium. Elton John may play there again, but I guarantee you about Arizona and the rest of the country. Guarantees are tough to keep, but 2 months, mark my words, that's going to be a fact. So, amongst other things to talk about for Sedition Records, I'm here at beautiful Scottsdale. I parked right across from that, well, let's just say Old Town Scottsdale. Walked here, and it's about a mile away, and it's a beautiful day here in Scottsdale. Highs today of, in the workout, Jimmy, highs today of 103. So, we all know global warming's happening. We all know we can't wear our contacts any longer for our eyes because of all the pollution. So I'm telling you, this is the most disastrous thing that ever happened to America, is voting that guy back in. If you don't think it was a disaster, just look at all the wars, all the money that's not going to you with your taxpayers' money. What a disaster. And he has the gall to actually say, we're the dumb ones. You're the dumb ones for voting him in. Good gosh. And he calls us Democrats? Oh my gosh. Look in a mirror. So anyhow, I'm tired of the lies. You know, you saw those 2 people brutally murdered in Minneapolis. You saw what's going on in Jersey. You saw the concentration camps that are employing most of the people in Arizona because there are no jobs. They're taking over the jobs reports, taking over the weather reports. Georgia, taking over the districting of voting rights. They took away women's rights, whether she shall bear children or not. What's next? I call myself Rip Van Winkle because I woke up after 20 years of a stupor that the right wing put me into so that I wouldn't be able to do things like this. And when I woke up, this is the world I found. 1984 and 2026. Dictatorship. Censorship that I've never seen before since I woke up. That's where the term woke comes from. If you don't know my story, they put me on antipsychotic medication in 1996. And let me make this clear. I love Madonna. Madonna is one of my heroes. And because of that, I would say that prolifically at the Broadcast Center in St. Louis, Missouri, which I did graduate from. And the FBI set up a sting operation to set me up and mentally warfared me right into the mental institution where they very conveniently knocked me up with Haldol for 20 years. And little by little, I weaned myself to better antipsychotic medication for non-antipsychoticness. That's what they'll do. They'll give you a pill. They'll medicate you. I was held down by 3 people in Germany to get that Haldol injection. And when they hold you down in Germany, you know they mean business. I was out for 3 days, fell, bumped my head, was in Alzey mental ward for 35 days. Then they let me out to be a vegetable in America. Actually, I was on military bases. I served the military the best I could at gas stations, at auto parts stores. The best I could. I did my best to serve our nation since I was unqualified, since they took away my mind and my brain through their right-wing ideology. So, by the grace of God and Quincy Jones, they have me on a pripazole, which is called Abilify, which is one of the best medications, which they took away from me 2 years ago and sent me right back to the hospital. The right wing, they took away my health insurance. How many of you have health insurance? How many of you have work besides the war industry and ICE? Not many of you. And if you do, you're scrambling together 2 or 3 waitressing positions and coffee shops and menial tasks. These are not careers, ladies and gentlemen. And the Trump administration deleted one of our greatest growth opportunities, and that was the renewable energies market. He took away our air pollution controls. I can't wear contacts. Can you? Most people can only wear contacts for maybe 2 hours a day now because of all the stench that's in the air now. Public transportation is at a standstill for mobility and movement, upward mobility. I'm telling you, this administration is the biggest disaster ever in the history of American politics. And if you can't see that, look around. And if you are just the frog boiling in the water, hopefully your legs are tender, honey, because you're going to make a nice meal. So the other sedition records, who knows what they're doing to the signal? Who knows? Because, like I said, ICE will be out of here in a month and a half. Otherwise, I'm just flapping in the wind. Me and Joel Osteen attest to that. The concentration camps, they're consecrating our great state of Arizona with these prisons people are dying in just because they're going to be future Americans. Amnesty is going to be the thing in this country. So we'll repurpose the ICE agents, give them an opportunity to actually help Americans. Let me tell you another thing that's disgusting. How much would you take to turn yourself against your own countrymen? How much would it take to buy you to do that? Because that's essentially what they're doing. They bought off hundreds of thousands of Americans. Okay, we're going to turn you against your own countrymen. How much will you take for that? How much will it take for us to do that? Yeah, it takes a lot of money. The big, beautiful bill is disgusting. They just passed another $60 billion towards your tax dollars, going towards this disgusting policy of incarcerating future Americans. A month and a half.